Hi, everyone, and welcome to Baka Bitches. We are two 30-something-year-olds who enjoy drinking and discussing anime. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Hannah, and we'll be watching Ouran High School Host Club. And just fair warning, we will be watching this as a dub and not a sub. Don't come at us. Other disclaimer is that there will be spoilers. So if you don't want to be spoiled, pause and watch the episode yourself and then come back and listen along. We will also be going over explicit content and we'll probably say some pretty explicit things. So listener, beware, and it's to your own discretion.
We hope you enjoy. Pour yourself a drink and join us. Hi everyone, welcome to Baka Bitches. We are two 30-something-year-olds who love to drink and talk about anime. I would ask you, Hannah, what we were drinking tonight, but I have made all of our drinks tonight.
It's true.
So I will tell everyone tonight we are drinking passion fruit margaritas.
Yes.
Passion fruit margarita. It tastes pretty good.
It's very good.
Yeah, it's super
I love
refreshing.
It's very passionate.
Can you guys hear it?
Doesn't this sound refreshing?
How refreshing does it sound?
Okay, I'm good. We're done.
Okay.
Yes.
So our episode tonight is, and so Kyoya met him. Who's him?
Who is him?
Who is him?
Oh, I know.
Who's him?
Oh, I know.
Him? Who?
We'll figure it
Who
out.
him?
You should read the synopsis.
Who him?
You'll figure it out.
Who him?
You
All right.
got this.
So our episode synopsis. When Haruhi asks Kyoya how they became friends, Kyoya reveals that it was because his father insisted that it would be good for business. It's how every little girl dreams of friendships occurring.
Oh, absolutely.
Kyoya says he would do anything his father asked at the time, so he puts up with the transfer students' odd requests, traveling all over Japan while trying to wrap his head around the affluent Tamaki, but can neither anticipate nor control him.
True.
Which he finds frustrating. One Sunday, Tamaki shows up at Kyoya's house unannounced. But before Kyoya can politely eject him, he's mesmerized by Tamaki's soulful musicianship.
Wait, what?
Musicianship?
Music?
Musical ship?
Wait, how is
musicianship.
Yeah, there we go. Musicianship. Musicianship.
Musicianship. Sorry, guys. I haven't pre-read this.
It makes it so much better when you don't.
Afterwards, as they share tea, and not like spill the tea, but like literal tea.
Because they don't know how to spill tea.
Tamaki manages to push every button Kyoya has, who snaps at him for not appreciating his easy path to his family's patriarchy. Whereas Kyoya, as the youngest son, has to fight just to be acknowledged by his father. Tamaki tells Kyoya that the only one holding Kyoya back is himself.
Ooh.
Kyoya sees the ironic truth and laughs, demolishing the barriers between them and beginning a true friendship. Later that year, they sit together and make plans to form the host club.
Aww. Mommy and Daddy coming together.
And they all lived happily ever after.
The end. Okay, bye.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
Such a good episode. Yeah, it was kind of a nice, refreshing side that we see from Kyoya. Because he's the cool character. He's always been composed and, like, collected. And in this episode, we see that Tamaki, when they first started hanging out, really got to Kyoya. Like, really unhinged.
Yeah, it really got underneath his skin.
Yeah.
Which is very different than we see of him now.
Yeah.
Which no one else really gets under his skin.
Right.
We've never seen that.
Never. And that is why they're now such good friends, and they founded the host club together.
Truth. As I stir my drink.
Yes. Got that dank ASMR. So that's more or less, we start this episode of Kyoya walking down the halls in middle school. He's got his middle school uniform on. And he gets stopped by another kid in class saying, "Oh, I saw such and such thing that your family did. It was amazing." And Kyoya is just like, almost kind of like a photographic memory, like, "Oh, yeah, okay, this kid is the son of this CEO of this company, so, like, I should react, this way." He's very methodical, very business-oriented, even in middle school, because he has to be, because of the enormous pressure that his father has put upon his shoulders, more or less, which is insane for, in this case, Kyoya being the youngest son, the third born. At that point, usually, like, "Oh, you're third born, like, go have fun, kid. We've already got, the firstborn son and the secondborn that could take his place if anything happened."
Right.
But instead of that, Kyoya's father is like, "Oh, well, your older brothers have already far surpassed my expectations, so it's going to be hard to please me."
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, and you need to do that, son, so good luck. Which is so unfair, and I don't know how Kyoya didn't actually turn into
a super villain?
Yeah, that would be his villain story.
And nobody could blame him.
No, I'd be like, yeah, same, I get it.
I would do a lot worse for a lot less.
Klondike bar? What? Oh.
Fucking shit sounds delicious.
It does. So that's Kyoya. He memorized all of his classmates, basically where they come from, what family they're from, what company their parents have either founded or, are in control of. And so it's very methodical, very specific as to who he talks to, who he gets to know, and in what way. And then one breakfast at the table, his dad's like, "So there's going to be a new student in your class. It's the Suo family. We do a lot of business with them, so make nice with their kid who's transferring into your school and in your class." And Kyoya's just like, "All right, that's cool." And, they even have, like, a whole stinking profile on Tamaki, like, picture, like, headshot and everything.
Of course. Mugshot.
Because, like, frickin', of course.
Because he's daddy.
Yeah, daddy.
Everybody needs a good photo of daddy.
It's true, to hang up on their wall,
in their wallet.
Yeah, just
as
go to
their
Kinko's.
Screensaver.
and make so many copies.
Oh gosh. Yes. Okay.
So Kyoya thinks like, okay, this isn't like, that's not going to be hard, right? He's a pro at this by now. And he meets Tamaki, and his world is really kind of turned upside down in a way, because Tamaki is half French. And so he had just moved to Japan, and had never fully experienced the culture. So he was a bright and wide-eyed little boy.
I mean, he's still kind of that way.
Yeah, that's fair too. But he really wanted to experience Japan in all sorts of weird ways. Like, oh, I want to, what is the name of the tables that they use in Japan with the
round
blanket?
table.
With the blanket skirts?
Coyotes. I don't know. Why are you asking me, you racist? Just because I'm Asian doesn't mean I know the answer to this.
Because the name is fleeting, and I can't remember.
It's like K-Y...
Kontatsu.
K-Y.
K-Y jelly. It's like a kotatsu, right? I'm like probably fucking it up, and I'm so sorry.
I'm looking it up.
Yeah, what's the Japanese table with the blanket that they use in fall and winter?
My Google search is so weird right now.
What is it?
My Google search is Japanese table blankets.
Oh gosh.
Kotatsu.
Okay. Oh, kotatsu? Okay.
Kotatsu. Kotatsu?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so did I say that?
Japanese
I can't even remember.
heating appliance consisting out of a table and a futon.
Yeah, it's just a brilliant thing. So...
Is it futon? Because I feel like that's what every American says is futon, but I've always grown up saying futon.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Futon. I'm pretty sure.
It looks visually like it would be futon.
Uh-huh, yeah.
But
it's not.
The Asian side of my family has
futon?
Never said futon. They've always said futon.
Oh, shit. Well.
So, no. I'm saying I don't know what's correct because my family, I'm fourth generation.
Sure.
My Japanese is worse than anyone's. My Japanese is fourth generation. Even my grandmother did not speak a lick of Japanese.
Fair.
She would pretend like she knew because she'd be like, I watch Japanese drama on the TV. And then I'd be like, what are they saying? She'd be like, I don't know.
I don't, IDK, my BFF Jill.
So maybe she was saying that to save my innocent ears from the atrocities of Japanese drama. Or, more likely, she just didn't know what they were saying because she didn't speak Japanese.
Fair. Okay, yeah. So I Googled it because now we're going down this rabbit hole.
A futon versus futon.
Japanese.
Futon.
Futon. Yeah, no, we would always say futon instead of futon.
Futon. Okay, yeah. So they were right, and stupid Americans are very wrong.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Like I said, we didn't use Japanese casually when we would talk.
Sure.
But there were some words that we would say in Japanese, always just growing up. And even my father, who's 8,000,000% white, he picks them up because we would always say a couple of Japanese words.
Yeah.
Futon was one of them.
Futon, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone, correct yourselves. It's futon.
If it's a thick winter blanket, is what it's specifically for.
Specifically, yeah. Not like the the very Americanized, like, futon bed, where it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you know,
No,
like,
it's very
that's
different.
where a lot of, like,
Yeah,
Americans
I feel like it's
really
different.
know,
Yeah, this is
futon,
not
but
like a
that's
mat.
not
This
it.
is not a mattress. This
Yeah,
is
this
specifically
is a thick blanket.
it's
Like,
it's about
thick.
a blanket. Yeah, she thick girl.
She thick. She heavy.
Yeah, no, it really is. It's like a heavy blanket, usually with like feathers.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're made a lot different now because that's not environmentally
Kosher
friendly.
or whatever, yeah.
So they're made differently, but it used to be with like feathers. They were super heavy. Because
Yeah.
the ones that we had, like I remember growing up as a child, they were very heavy. And like, God forbid you get something on it and have to put it through the washing machine. Like, do not.
You cannot. You're just sitting there working your magic on that one spot.
That
the best
thing
you
would
can.
get washed like once a year during the summer because then
yeah.
it could like air dry in the sun.
Yeah.
Because that thing was heavy.
Oh, yeah. I could only imagine.
And gigantic. And I'm saying that not just being a little kid, like, thinking it was gigantic. Those blankets were big.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. In our family, we only had a couple because they were so large. Like, where else do you store them? Yeah, so that's fun.
Okay, so yeah, that's your tidbit. But yeah.
I was right about one thing
you
for
were.
once. I feel like this
You have corrected me.
This never happens in our entire show. This is very peculiar.
I'm sure there's probably more things you could correct me
Like
on.
at least one. That's it. Singularly.
I mean, like truly. Like
I'm just going to
out
bring
here
this up
winging
every
it.
episode. I'll be like, remember episode 24?
When you were
That
wrong.
one time.
Time.
The one time when you said it like a white girl.
You
Do you
troglodyte.
remember? Every other time you're right. Understood.
It's fine. But you have this, Stephanie.
I do.
And we
I have
it
this. I have this from my
recorded.
childhood.
Yeah, it's going to go live. People are going to hear
It's
it.
the only thing I have. I have nothing else in my life.
Please. Oh, please. You are killing me, Smalls. Anyways, so that's what Tamaki is kind of raving about. And Kyoya's just like, you idiot. That's for the fall and the winter, so you're going to have to hang around until then in order to experience this. But until then, like, what do you want to go see, I guess, since you want to experience this other part of your culture.
Oh, yeah, and she's definitely like 8,000%. I want to go experience dad ass.
Dad ass.
Specifically, dad ass. Okay, just kidding.
Yeah,
What'd she say?
Well, Tamaki's just like, yes, let's go do all of the things. And Kyoya, unfortunately, has the job to show him around these parts. Like, they went to Kyoto, they went to the beach in Okinawa, I believe. And at one point, Tamaki is just like, like, you're not doing that great of a job at entertaining me, which I think he knew that would be kind of a sore spot to, like, be poking with Kyoya. Because Kyoya just snapped, right? He's like,
Right.
What do you mean? Okay, I'm going to be, like, the best dang, like, TripAdvisor that you can, like, frickin' ever experience. So he goes determined as hell. Gets all of these traveling books, like, to Hokkaido and all this, and is planning this, like, really extensive trip to Hokkaido and just mapping it out, all of this stuff in his room with a vengeance. And he's just so bound and determined to please his father by meeting expectations.
By meeting expectations.
And then, like how he put it, like, earlier in the episode, is he's saying, because he has these two older brothers that have accomplished everything, he put this scenario as, there's already a canvas inside this really ornate frame. And I have to now go in and carefully paint the most perfect picture without, going outside of this frame. And I have to make it just absolutely perfect and flawless and meet these standards.
Well, I do believe in him. He could do it.
Oh, he could do it for sure. And he had been doing it all this time.
So what happened?
So what happened is that Tamaki triggered the fuck out of him.
Fucking Tamaki.
Always fucking triggering people.
Tamaki triggers him.
And so, Kyoya, bound and determined, the next day after planning this whole trip out, is meets Tamaki at school and is like, we're going to Hokkaido. And Tamaki's like, oh, that's great, but don't you think that you should be studying for the finals that are happening? We'll just wait till after all of that's done. And Kyoya nearly snapped. Because he's like, this kid is insane. I take him on all these trips, even though we should be studying. And he says, oh, you're not that great at this, are you? So I planned a great trip, and all of a sudden he's like, you should be studying. It's just driving him nuts.
That would drive me nuts.
It would trigger me. What are my parents thinking that I have to be friends with this dude?
Yes.
So Tamaki is, off in La La Land, being his stupid Tamaki self.
Nobody questions that. Uh-huh.
And Kyoya is having a conniption fit in his room. He is just, punching his furniture. His sister's in there, oh, yeah, that boy is triggered. And just kind of watching Kyoya kind of devolve from this cool, collected guy to this guy that is yelling about how dumb this kid is, and punching furniture and just being frustrated and trying to get all this negative energy out. And her Kyoya's sister is just well, I've never actually seen him this passionate before about something, so I don't know. As much as it's kind of a pain for him right now, this might be doing him some good. So she kind of smiles about her brother, just demolishing furniture.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's fine.
Sure.
I mean, they're rich. They can replace it. It's cool. So that's when the next scene is Tamaki coming over for a visit, and Kyoya doesn't really know. He's getting home from school or something, and he's like, oh, this has been a rare day where I don't have to hang out with Tamaki. And his sister greets him by the door and is like, your friend's here from school. And
thanks, bitch.
Could you yeet him for me, please? And Kyoya walks in, and Tamaki is at this grand piano, and Kyoya's two other brothers are already on the couch facing said piano, and they're just sitting there listening to Tamaki play, and they're so moved that they start crying. There's tears.
Bitches.
And and Kyoya and his sister are both standing in the doorway, and the sister's just like, isn't this beautiful? It moves me to tears. And she starts crying. And then, Kyoya has a moment too where, without him truly realizing, he starts tearing up too. And he's like, he was, I guess, amazed that such a song or whatever he was witnessing, moved him to tears or something.
It is pretty extra.
It is. And I guess we kind of see a different side of Tamaki here too. just because from Kyoya's point of view, it's like, oh, this guy's so stupid. He's annoying. Like, he just drives me up a wall. And then we see this super serious side of Tamaki where he's, playing the piano and being, like, able to bring out all of these emotions, I guess.
Yeah. It does give him something to think about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where he's like, situation is not what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Let me reevaluate this person. Which I feel like is basically this entire anime.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like as much as they want to put up the fact that this anime is about Haruhi.
Right.
I personally feel like this anime is all about Tamaki.
Oh,
and how he's persuaded everyone through his charms either to join the host club or to be a member of the host club. Like, come visit us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It really revolves around him. Like,
I mean, I get the whole thing with the Kyoya mom and, like, whatever, the true mastermind. But, I mean, Tamaki's really the one who's, like, pulled the group together.
Yeah.
And has been like, no, you specifically.
You're
gonna be a key pivotal member to contribute to this group.
Mm-hmm. And he doesn't know yet. But yeah, it's true. Yeah, so after that moment of taking in the Tamaki piano scene, we cut to Tamaki and Kyoya in Kyoya's room. They're having some tea, and the topic of inheriting companies and whatnot is brought to topic. And Tamaki's like, hey, aren't you going to be the one that inherits the family company? And Kyoya's just like, well, no, I have 2 older brothers. It's going to go to them, and, I'm probably going to be working for them, not owning the company, really. And Kyoya's like, well, what about you? You're the sole heir, to this company. Like, aren't you excited or something? And Tamaki's like, honestly, I could take it or leave it, more or less.
The only thing Tamaki's excited about is the potential for Haruhi to call him daddy.
Yeah, that's fair.
So anything aside from that is just not as interesting to him.
It's low stakes.
But continue, Hannah.
Yes.
I just had to interject.
No, that's fair. That's valid. So, this really triggers Kyoya.
Triggers?
It does. It
Using
breaks
the
him.
word trigger triggers me, Hannah.
Oh, I'm sorry you're triggered, and I guess I'll continue to trigger you.
No, I'm so triggered.
Well, doesn't you saying triggered continue to trigger you?
Actually, no.
Oh, just if I say it.
Yeah.
Trigger.
Oh, sexy. Continue.
So, like, Kyoya absolutely loses it and ends up tackling Tamaki after, like, tossing a table over, spilling all the tea, literally, all over the floor. And he's on top of Tamaki, like, about ready to punch Tamaki's lights out.
Yes,
like
so much literal and physical happening.
So aggressive.
Collectively in one scene.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And, like, Kyoya's just there, like, you want to say that again? Like, how dare you not, be interested in your daddy's company? And Tamaki's like, well, like, shouldn't you, more or less find your own path? Like, it doesn't seem like you're... How did he put it? It doesn't seem like you're doing what you want to do.
Yeah, he just wasn't following his passion.
Yeah. And Kyoya stops and kind of thinks about it and starts laughing because, I mean, Tamaki's right. Like, he's...
Yeah, it's surprising but true.
Yeah, surprising but true.
Tamaki has those golden gems, which is why we're all still here.
It's true. Yeah. It just every once in a while, like...
He pulls through.
Yeah, he's a true idiot savant.
Mm-hmm.
And so Kyoya starts laughing and it's like, oh yeah, I guess when you put it that way, that's true. And Kyoya eases up a lot. And they are finally able to form a bond.
Mm-hmm.
A true, authentic bond.
Right.
And that's where we get our cool Kyoya. And later that fall in this episode, this is Tamaki saying, hey, we should, start a club together. Like when we get in high school. Because apparently clubs don't exist in middle school in Japan. It's only when you go to high school that you have clubs, I guess. So they're like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do the club thing. And that's how not a lot of, but the host club came to be. And then you get like this lovely shot of this canvas in this really ornate frame and this painting that Kyoya, quote unquote, has done. And it then trails off the frame of the painting, and it's just this huge rainbow colored ass rose, saying like, okay, I'll continue to paint this picture, but I'm going to do it on my own terms. And that's why I think he joined the host club, because it's like, yeah, this is something that my dad would not expect. So I'm going to go for it,
Right.
I'm going to be extra, but I'm going to be extra in my own way.
Yeah.
Like, here, how does this impress you, Dad? And so, so he went all in with Tamaki to get the host club running and to make it a profitable business as well. So that was smart thinking, and that's basically it for the episode. What are your thoughts?
I only wrote one note this entire time. My one note was cozy bed / table. That was my singular note. And you guys, I diligently write notes.
True.
For every episode.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say diligently write notes, I mean more than one note.
It's true.
This is my one note. Every other thing that I've written down has been while you talked, because I was listening and I was like, that's a good point. I should put that down.
You should also write
But these are not my own thoughts. These are all just a regurgitation of what you said.
That's
my
fine.
singular note was cozy bed / table.
And you know what? Honestly, fair. Okay, so then
That was it.
Okay, so then I have a question for you.
Oh my god, you have a question for me?
Yeah, and it's off the wall, it's just from my brain.
It's not about a bed or a table.
It is not.
Wow.
It is not.
Usually it's me with the questions.
I know. So now I'm just gonna totally plot twist the whole thing.
Plot twist
for you.
me. What is it?
Okay. So if Tamaki...
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what?
So if Tamaki came to you...
Yes.
It was
Tamaki came to me.
Yes. In middle school.
And,
that
makes a difference.
It does. It does.
Yes.
Because, hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes up to you and was like, when we get to high school, we need to start a club.
Yes.
What club would you want to do? What club would you want to start?
What club I would want to start versus what club I would expect to start.
Yeah, what would
are
you
very
want?
different.
Okay, give me both. Let's have both.
I would expect that if someone like Tamaki was approaching me, I would expect that we are starting like chess club. Like something super innocuous, super boring, very mainstream, traditional of like an Asian type.
Sure.
Even though, whatever, he's blonde hair, blue-eyed. That would be my assumption. The type of club I would want to start would be very exclusive. We would not have a name for it.
Whoa.
It would be so exclusive you don't know about it until you get invited into it.
Ooh, super secretive.
Yeah, it would be like Usher's Yeah Club. Because that was the poppin' song when I was growing up.
That really was. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, what about you?
Okay. Let's see.
This is a very different question for you because you grew up in a very different school situation.
I did, where we didn't have any sort of really extracurriculars outside of a football team.
Heard, understood.
And baby baseball. So I guess like to go the same route that you had, what I would expect is like maybe, I don't know, gardening club or something.
Gardening club?
Yeah, they have those in Japan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, in Japan.
Yeah, in Japan they absolutely
I
have
didn't know we
gardening
were
club.
located in Japan.
Well, if we're following the anime, they're in Japan.
All right, we're going to be set under a waterfall in frigid winter club. I don't know.
Why are you so sassy?
Them nips. Nobody's mad at them nips.
Gotta cut them glass.
Everybody loves a good hard nip.
It's true. It's true.
So anyways, you're doing
yeah,
gardening
okay,
club.
that's what would
I'm
be
doing
expected.
covert chess club.
No. That's
Yeah,
what's
covert.
To be, well, I know yours, but your first one that you said was like chess club.
Okay, yeah.
here
So what
I
are
am
you
throwing
actually
out.
doing?
So what we're actually doing is like probably some nerd debating.
Nerd debate.
Yeah, yeah.
What is nerd debate?
You know, like instead of like, okay, you know, you have debate club, right?
Yes.
But that shit is boring because usually they'll debate like political topics.
Yeah, fuck
whatever.
politics.
No, like I'm not here for that shit because I'm no good at politics.
Right.
I have opinions though.
Oh, okay.
And so like
yeah.
my nerd opinions, it's gonna be way more fascinating, and it's gonna be arguments like, what is the best anime? What is, and like bring your fucking topics and your like facts, man. Back it up, and we're gonna have debates about that.
Yeah, but there's still no real answer to that because aren't you always gonna think what you think?
Absolutely, but I just need to debate. I just need to like fight someone verbally. That's all.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm here for it. This is why I don't argue with you. No, I'm just
back you
kidding.
into a corner.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah. You know, so make it fun.
But is there room to be swayed if someone gives a good enough argument?
Oh, absolutely.
I feel like that's the difference. As long as you admit you could be swayed, if the argument was great enough.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I know like that's the thing with a typical debate club is you just debate your side no matter what, and you don't like give the other side any room for like, oh, that's valid. You know,
true.
like you don't do that. It's forbidden.
Watch Singles Inferno, everybody.
Yes.
Watch Singles Inferno.
I will.
It's on Netflix.
I'm gonna do it.
It's gonna be good.
I'm gonna do it so hard.
You guys, we were talking about this for so long. We spent like over an hour talking about this
true.
before we even started recording this episode where I was like, Hannah, you have to watch this really good Netflix show called
So good.
Singles Inferno. Okay, if you guys have not seen this, watch it.
You should see it.
Watch it. Hannah has not seen it.
I have not.
I haven't finished the first season, but I'm so here for it. I want Hannah to watch it because I need someone to talk about it with. And I feel like it's only better if we can collectively talk about it.
As a
we can all
group.
talk about it. Yeah.
Can I debate it?
Yeah. I hope so.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I feel like there's nothing debatable because your side's going to be everyone's side because I feel like it's so obvious. But if you take a different side, that'll be very interesting.
I might, just for fun.
It might ruin our friendship, but we'll find out.
Yeah. This podcast might last or it might not.
It might not. We'll see.
Yeah. It's cool.
That's what makes this podcast interesting.
Absolutely. Keep you on your toes.
Hey, ya.
Baka, bye.